why I'm the best at my craft. I don't even want to be at the mercy of my own employees. That's why I got my hands in absolutely everything. What if they quit? What if they get sick? What if they get bored? What if they win the lottery? That's literally how I think about everything. That's why I'm in everything. I don't micromanage, but I'm dangerous enough in everything because I don't want a point of failure. You don't know if something's good or great until it actually happens. Some of the greatest things that have ever happened to me in business looked terrible on paper, you know? It just was kind of like, oh wait, and that person knew and then I connected. And meeting Blaine Cook, the original CTO of Twitter, for a taco at South by Southwest, on the dawn of South by Southwest this week. That didn't look like the greatest meeting of my life. This happens all the time. And so too many people are crippled by the right hire, by the right meeting. I say work harder, work more efficient, make more 15 and 30 minute meetings that leave you more time to do more things and create more opportunities, and don't be crippled by choosing the right opportunities or not. Like, I did a bunch of podcasts that I never heard of the people before, and I think some of them have been paying dividends. And I did a podcast with Shaq that's gonna air shortly. On paper, it looks like Shaq's was a greater thing than good, but I think we're gonna sell more books from some of that good because I didn't realize the audience that person had. Be more efficient with what you do to allow you to do more things, then you don't have to worry about the subjective and non-controllable, like knowing what's good or great.
When you're trying to become successful, there's going to be a lot of challenges that you're going to have to overcome. Now, some of those challenges are going to be extremely challenging for you, and you're going to have to constantly be keeping a positive mindset and the positive energy flowing through you. And the best way to do that is make sure that whatever it is that you're pursuing is something that you genuinely love and something that you enjoy doing every single day, and you can wake up and get excited to go out and do. Now, it doesn't have to be what other people want you to do, but what you truly love to do. Now, it doesn't matter how many times you do it, or how many times you fail, or how many times people don't believe in you, because all that matters is how many times you rise up from that failure, because you can fail 152 times, but as long as you get up that 53rd time, you will be successful, because that's what it's all about, is being successful and not falling to the people who say that you aren't good enough or you shouldn't be doing that, because you are good enough and you do have the potential to become whoever it is that you genuinely want to become, as long as you put your mind to it and you genuinely know that when it comes down to it, you're going to put in the work, you're going to put in the time, and you're going to put in the energy that's going to make you become the successful individual that you know you're able to become, because you decide to get up and do something about it. And you're going to have to change some things, and it's going to be hard and challenging, but as long as you are able to commit to something with everything that you have, you will become successful.
Whichever one you choose, you'll never know how the other one would have played out. And I'm gonna use this for everybody. Everybody's so crippled by decisions, but you never know how the other thing worked out. Let me give you an example. Let's say you don't go to college and you start this business and you were 100% right and it's huge and you're doing so great. Because you did that, you had to fly to America for a big meeting and your plane crashed and you died. That would be a bad idea. Or you think you're gonna go to college because it's a good experience and you'll meet people. You can meet people in a business. You're not gonna know. As some of you guys know, I famously passed on Uber twice, which means currently I missed out on $600 million. You could think that's a mistake, or if I would have invested in Uber, maybe I'd be somewhere else right now and picking up a disease that would kill me a year later. I think people overthink decisions. You'll never know what the alternative would have been. So just pick one and do it. I've had a lot of them. I was in business with my dad and I knew that I wanted to do other things, and that was insane of the thought of leaving that. My friend Charles Pearson was one of my best friends when I was running my business, and I had to fire him because he wasn't bringing it and he was doing things that were taking advantage of our friendship, and he didn't think I was a meritocracy. If you are unable to treat business for business, your business will die. And so that's okay, because sometimes you may want to pick your friendship over that business, and that's fine. But yes, I've been in a lot of those situations, and I think that, especially with friendships, you're gonna either create cancer from the situation or you're gonna fix the situation. You have to understand, if there's friction from your end, it's already a lost situation. Either you're gonna fire and you're gonna have to deal with that person or break up or whatever you're talking about, and that person's affected by it, and it's gonna turn into a cancer cell internally in the business and yourself, and eventually it's gonna reap its head and you're gonna have an issue. Got it? So you've already lost. You might as well get the bad part over with quickly so that the business can survive that loss. People are making this one-dimensional when it's not. I've been in the 81% business my whole life. This was my biggest argument with my dad because he was such a micromanager. 81% of me times 1,000 is a lot better than 100% of me 4 times. Back to prioritization, fully agree. This is where I'm a little, because I know this crew a little bit. Layer an extra layer to biggest bang for the buck, not just being financial. Be self-aware. Layer what makes you happy too. When I look at those things, because I do as well, so I don't read, but I do it here constantly. If number 1 is the biggest for the buck, but the thing I don't like the most, and number 3 is a lot of times I'll bang on that, because for a lot of you, the single biggest thing that is the biggest bang for the buck is already subconsciously the thing you don't like, which is why it hasn't been done. It's a really important thing to pressure test. If you look at it and you're like, open a new location, you're like, hated open the last 2 locations, time to hire. Now all of a sudden, you hire there, you bang out number 3, you love it. When you love something and you're this talented, people are very confused about collateral damage. You crush your number 3, you're looking at it on paper as that. What you don't realize is while you're in your process, something springs up and you can recognize it.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comment section down below.